Senate citation recognizing Jim Kimbrough. To all to whom these presents shall come, greetings. Know ye that Jim Kimbrough is recognized and honored for his years of invaluable volunteer service with AARP Kentucky and, in particular, for demonstrating continued integrity and leadership throughout his term as president of this worthwhile organization.
Hello, Jim. You have had an illustrious career serving others with a social mission. You've made a difference using that experience with AARP Kentucky. We thank you for your friendship and for your service, and we wish you the best in all future endeavors. But remember something, Jim. Just because you're leaving the presidency does not mean that you're leaving AARP. We expect to see you in other events and programs. Best wishes, and God bless.
Among his many laudable achievements and efforts over the course of his tenure as president, Mr. Kimbrough promoted, supported, and honored AARP Bedrock volunteer programs, encouraged and inspired grassroots organization and advocacy for all AARP members, as well as their caregivers and family members, engaged candidates and informed voters across the Commonwealth about issues of importance to Kentuckians over the age of 50.
I think I met Jim for the first time probably at a state president's meeting in D.C., but the best time in terms of getting to know him was when we all gathered for our first newly formed South Region meeting, and there was just a bond immediately, I think, for all of the presidents. He has not given me bourbon balls, but it seems to me that I have a small bottle of bourbon syrup that I think came from him. He has been such a pleasure to work with, and I'm sorry we didn't have more of an opportunity to do that, but he certainly has been an excellent example of how someone should lead their state as a state president, and I'm honored to know him and just wish you the very, very best.
Mr. Kimbrough improved access to affordable health care options, fought for fair and affordable home utilities, sought budget increases to decrease waiting lists for home-delivered meals to aging Kentuckians, raised the awareness of the needs and overdue recognition of veterans and their families, supported recognizing the important contributions of grandparents to their communities, helped secure and protect Kentucky retired teachers' pensions and Kentucky employee retirement funding, fought to protect Social Security benefits earned by hardworking Americans.
On the shores of the Chesapeake Bay, Maryland, this is Clarence Tiger Davis coming to you live to wish my good friend Jim Kimbrough a happy farewell. Over the past 5 years, Jim, you and I have worked together. I've learned much from you about AARP, community organization, and politics in Kentucky. But more than anything, Jim, I've learned about bourbon. I've had bourbon crab balls, I've had bourbon barbecue, I've had bourbon sweet potato pie. And when I got home, I told my wife about this good bourbon I had. She and my mother got together and prepared me some bourbon collard greens. So now I'm a bourbon collard green fan. And more than anything, Jim, I love that great basketball team you have down there. What do they call it? Kentucky? No, it's Louisville Cardinals. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Jim. It's the Kentucky Cats. But you know, I'm a Louisville fan. I've always been a Louisville fan. But more than anything, Jim, I'm a fan of yours. You're one of the finest human beings God has ever put on the face of this earth. And all I need now to do is to figure out a good name for you. I've thought about Colonel Jim. Nah. I thought about Kentucky Jim. I thought about Bourbon Jim. But none of these really work. So I'm just going to simply call you Jim, my good friend from Kentucky. God bless you, Jim, and farewell.
Inasmuch as Jim Kimbrough has continually utilized his time, talent, and resources to serve as a voice for older Kentuckians and their families, and has had a profound and positive impact on the lives of countless citizens across this Commonwealth and beyond, he has offered sincere commendation and gratitude for his years of exemplary service to this organization and to his fellow man.
Jim hasn't only helped me, but I believe that he has helped this South team greatly. Jim is just jam-packed with wonderful ideas, a lot of well-rounded information, a lot of great information from his varied background of experiences. And he shared so openly and freely, and he has helped me by being able to listen to him and hear how he does things in the state of Kentucky. And I've been able to replicate some of those things. He has a unique sense of humor. He's witty, but it's that unusual kind of wittiness. And Jim is about doing things that's going to be relevant and bring about a greater degree of relevance for the members that we serve. So it's all about best practices for him, the things that's going to make what we do most efficient for those we serve. And I thank him for that. The slogan used to be for Maxwell House Coffee, good to the last drop. So Jim, it's been a phenomenal experience with you to the very end. I wish you great success in all your future endeavors. But hopefully before he leaves the group, I will get some of Jim's bourbon balls.
Well, Jim, here I am in Charleston, West Virginia, and I'm surrounded by several members of my state executive council, and I've been telling them how about your impending retirement, and I've been telling them how I want to be just like you when I grow up. But they really believe that that's not possible because they all know me too well and they know that I'll never grow up. As proof of that, I'm not going to follow the script that I was given. Jim, today I feel like Magic Johnson, and I'm sure you find that strange because he's a lot taller than I, and he was a lot better at what he did for a living than anything I've ever done. However, I'm thinking about the Magic Johnson who was in Boston back in, I believe it was 1992, when the Celtics had a goodbye to Larry Bird Day. It was Larry Bird Day, and his on-court rival, but off-the-court good friend Magic was there to help him celebrate the retirement. And Larry assured the crowd that there would be another Larry Bird come along someday. And Magic smiled and put his arm around his good friend, and he said, "Larry Bird, that's the only lie you ever told me. There will never, ever be another Larry Bird." And I'm here to tell you, Jim, that there will never, ever be another Jim Kimbrough, which I'm sure they know in Kentucky. So my friend, thank you. Thank you for your wise counsel. Thank you for your friendship. I always, whenever you speak, I listen, I learn, and just being around you has been a great education for me. It has made me a better president. Jim, have a great retirement. You're always welcome to come to West Virginia and visit with us. So everybody say goodbye. Goodbye to Jim. Because remember, Jim, there's nothing so past as a past president.
On behalf of the 460,000 AARP members
are public retirees. They've retired from school systems, from working for state government.
We are so immensely proud in Kentucky to once again be hosting a vice presidential candidates debate at Center College.
And his extended best wishes for continued success and good fortune in all his future endeavors. And on the motion of Senator Julian M. Carroll, is hereby deemed by this honorable body and worthy of its recognition. Done in Frankfort, Kentucky, this second day of December in the year 2016. Senator Robert Stivers and Senator Julian M. Carroll.